What's going on, guys? Steve here with Geek Boulevard, bringing you your movie review of the week. I saw Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, and I'm here to give you my full and final thoughts on the film. One Battle After Another is, of course, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. It is rated R with a runtime of 2 hours and 42 minutes. Bob, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, is a washed-up revolutionary from the far-left group called the French 75, who lives in a state of stoned paranoia, surviving off-grid with his spirited and self-reliant daughter, Willa. When his evil nemesis resurfaces and Willa goes missing, the former radical scrambles to find her as both father and daughter battle the consequences of their pasts. There's a lot that I liked about this movie, so let's get into the details. First of all, the cast on all fronts came to work and they did not mess around. Everyone from DiCaprio to Benicio del Toro to Sean Penn, who's the antagonist of this story, and especially Chase Infinity, they all did their homework. DiCaprio is an actor that I just think can do no wrong in any role in any film, and the collaboration with him and Anderson was just lightning in a bottle. He has a lot of comedic talents as an actor, and he was just no slouch in that department either. There were plenty of dramatic moments that he, was really taking hold of, which were fantastic as well, but his performance just all around was just very well-rounded and was really enjoyable. Del Toro, when he comes into the story later, despite, his limited screen time, was still top-notch, and honestly, I was struggling to decide which performance I like better, his or DiCaprio's, but given Leo had more screen time and is essentially the main character, I have to give it to him overall. But it was a very tight race right there. Chase Infinity, who plays DiCaprio's daughter Willa in the film, she really stands out in the second half, and she has plenty of moments of drama and comedy and action, and she really holds her own with these massive stars in this movie. This is only, I think, like her second major film, and she just crushed it. Sean Penn is also pretty despicable, but doing a great job of it as Colonel Stephen J. Lockjaw. He's a very conflicted man who's seeking some sort of, validation in his life, and he really wants to be a member of this secret society of white supremacists, so he takes it upon himself to hunt down the remaining members of the French 75 and put himself into their good graces. There's also some comedic moments with him just as a character that Penn doesn't really do intentionally, or rather his character doesn't do. His character is very serious, but the way he is depicted here is kind of satirical to the current issues of today in terms of racial discrimination, extremism, political oppression, those kinds of things. The way that all these characters interact with each other, the way that they speak, it all brings me to the script, which is written, of course, by Anderson himself. The script tackles some pretty heavy subject matter, but still manages to strike a good balance of drama and satire about that subject matter. And it uses all of that as a backdrop to tell a very simple story of a father trying to save his daughter, trying to face the consequences of the choices he made in his past. And it was done beautifully. Every character had a reason for doing what they were doing, and no cast member, at least to me, was wasted. It was just a very well-written story. In terms of the film's cinematography, I was in awe with just how beautiful this film looks in the theater. I looked up the film that was used, and it was entirely shot in VistaVision, which is a form of film and aspect ratio that was used a lot in the 60s, and it has only recently seen a revival last year with The Brutalist, and now this film. And that was a really great choice, as I think it just made this film very rich with detail and framing that I don't think you could have pulled off with other forms of filmmaking that are mostly used to this day. Now, despite the fact that the movie is almost 3 hours, I personally did not feel the runtime at all. I was locked in from start to finish, and just seeing these characters when they finally converge, when they're meant to, it led to some really action-filled moments that satisfied me very much. So pacing worked very well, and I didn't personally feel any lull moments that made me go, okay, let's pick things up a bit. I don't really have any negatives to speak of, other than maybe sometimes the humor does tend to undercut some of the dramatic moments, but it was so rare that it's very easy to just look past that, and it basically was more or less just a minor nitpick. I think I'm going to give One Battle After Another a score of 5 out of 5. Paul Thomas Anderson delivers a very witty and entertaining script that tackles heavy themes and gives the audience fantastic performances from everyone involved. It is smartly paced and also uses VistaVision to really enhance the framing and overall cinematography to make an even greater experience in the cinema. Look, I'm not saying it's gonna win awards, but nominations would be pretty easy to predict, I think. Those are my thoughts. Now I want to know what you guys thought of One Battle After Another. Have you seen it yet? Did you enjoy it? What is your favorite Paul Thomas Anderson film? This is my first one, actually. Haven't seen Boogie Nights or any of his other ones. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you're new, tick the notification bell to get notified whenever new content drops on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to stay classy, stay geeky, and I'll catch you in the next video.
God damn it! Viva la revolution!